Okay, we're gonna get into it. Oh my goodness. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2021 Shelby F-150 Off-Road. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to Ed Kenley Ford for giving me some time with this Shelby F-150 Off-Road. Check out their inventory in the description down below, and if you're wanting to purchase this truck, they do not charge over MSRP like a lot of other dealers will do, especially with the Shelby product. And so yeah, check them out. This truck's still available. Let's get into the video. So under the hood we have a 5-liter supercharged V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. It's good for 775 horsepower and well over 600 pound-feet of torque. And you guys can see I've got the oversized carbon fiber manifold. Now the other thing that's great is this has larger billet throttle bodies, high flow fuel injectors as well. So all of that comes together to give you guys the higher power outputs and the higher power outputs reliably. That is very important. But yeah, this just looks so cool under the hood with that Ford Performance Blue. And sorry about my shadow, but I'm just trying to show you guys everything here. And yeah, that's all. Also, look at the air intakes and everything. It's all real. Now let's go over the front end of the F-150 Off-Road. So first off, you guys already saw we have the Performance hood, which looks absolutely fantastic. You've got all of the venting. It's really aggressive. And you guys can see over here, we've got some more. Well, I guess those are technically heat extractors, whatever. Anyways, notice this says supercharged right there. And then coming down below, you have the LED lights that you can get with the new F-150 with the projector bulbs. We have the oversized Shelby logo there in the center. And then you guys can see you've got the stripes that go all the way down to the bottom. And then you can see the accents right down here, including the fog lights. And then notice we still get the tow hooks. And then you guys can see down here, we don't have like an oversized air dam or anything, because again, this is the off-road package. So they're going for ground clearance, which is great, but it still kind of looks like race car-ish here at the bottom, which I really like. And yeah, overall, that is the front end. Just look how aggressive that is. Now coming around the side here, we've got 22-inch wheels, and wrapped around that we have 35s, and you can see the design here on the wheels themselves looks fantastic. Got the Shelby logo down the center, and then we have the Shelby brake caliper as well, and you can see just how aggressive these tires are. Now we do have a BDS lift, and we also have Fox shocks as well. They've got the internal bypass technology. You guys can see that whole setup here with the truck, and we'll kind of talk more about how those shocks actually drive. Now they are adjustable as well, which is another huge positive. But yeah, that whole setup looks pretty cool. And we'll actually pop the back quickly. Don't worry, we'll go over the elements on the side, just so you guys can see here with the shocks. And I love how it says right. Actually, let's see if the other one says left. I got to see this for video's sake, okay, people? And you guys can see here on the shocks, yep, right there, says left. So I love how the shocks are also labeled right versus left. I've never noticed that before. But notice we got the Shelby font there on the side, 775 horsepower, got the Shelby logo again, and this does have power side steps. And then look at the stance on this truck. There's your regular old F-150. Now this ain't a regular F-150, that's a Shelby, and that looks great. Now here is our key fob for the Shelby F-150. You guys can see it's got the normal functions like the tailgate drop down, the remote start. And speaking of the remote start, I guess we gotta... And don't worry, we'll get some revving clips a little bit later. Gotta shut that off so you guys can actually hear me talk. But yes, we also have an exhaust, and guess what? It says Shelby on the exhaust tip. That is nice attention to detail. Still have the parking sensors here along the back. Still have the racing stripes. This also does come with a cover here on the bed, which not only helps out with aerodynamic efficiency, but it adds a layer of practicality having the tonneau cover. And then else F-150, and then we've got Shelby just down below, and we do have the LED taillights here in the rear as well. And again, you guys can see this truck just looks killer from the outside perspective. Now here's the door panel in the rear. This has been left unchanged, but still looks fantastic, as you guys can see. Again, we've got the power side steps, and then we have the custom seats. So you guys can see we've got the red stitching that goes all throughout with the red accenting, and then notice we've got the stitching design down here with all the perforations. Just looks fantastic. And we even get our Shelby floor mats. Notice here in the rear, we've got heated seats here. We've got a bunch of charging ports, and again, that red stitching continues onto the seat backs. And then notice here with the cup holder area that we've got a bunch of carbon fiber that they've added. Here's kind of a closer look so you guys can actually see. And you'll see the carbon fiber better in the front. But yeah, that's the back. See ya. Now here's the door panel at the front. So again, notice we've got the padding here, and then just up above, I love the look with this on the new F-150s. And then this trim is all the same. This truck does have blind spot monitoring. We've got all of the controls here for the windows and then the mirrors with the power fold in it. And then you notice we have the memory seat function here with the door lock and unlock. And then this is for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then here is the seat at the front. So again, it says Shelby on it. And just look at the seat. Looks absolutely fantastic. Got all of your power adjustments. And then look at the pedals as well. And then we have all of our regular practical truck stuff that comes with the new F-150. Like your parking brake, your pedal adjustments, your light controls, the mirror lights, all that fun stuff. And that's for the tailgate. And then again, notice the carbon fiber. And they even left the flag. So on a regular F-150, you have like the flag that pops out. They still kept that, but now it's in carbon fiber. That is cool attention to detail. There's where we're looking before we pop in. So here's our steering wheel in the Shelby F-150. Notice you've got the leather all around, and then we have the carbon fiber that has also been inserted. And then notice we got your volume, voice command controls, all that fun stuff, and then controls for the center stack. Got your turn signal / windshield wiper stock, and yeah, the steering wheel looks a whole lot better with the carbon fiber. Just gonna say it. Now we have the full digital gauge cluster here that comes with all the new F-150s. And if you guys are wondering from a drive mode perspective, notice that we still have the tow haul mode, still got the eco, still got the sport mode that'll change how the gauges look and obviously how the truck drives as well. And then you get your slippery, deep snow and sand, mud and ruts as well. But yeah, that has been unchanged. Now obviously this does kind of put a damper on things for Shelby, because usually they do a custom gauge cluster, but since this is a digital gauge cluster, they can't really change anything. But I don't have a problem with that because I love Ford stock gauge cluster, but they did do tons of carbon fiber all around, which looks great. We've got this for the auto stop start. We've got that for the camera system, the hazard lights, and then the stability control. And then if you guys are wondering, press that. And this one does have the full 360 camera views. So like those are all the front camera views, which I mean, you guys can see, even though this truck is lifted and all that fun stuff, still functions great. And then if I pop it into reverse, backup camera is going to pop on. Notice we got the zoom function. We do look a little bit higher up. You guys can see again, there's a regular F-150. That's a single cab. Maybe I got to review that. But anyways, you guys can see all the rest of the camera views. That still functions great. Now, as for the 12-inch display, still functions how it normally does. So nothing has been changed here. So that is all the same as stock. So we're not going to focus on it too much. This has the Pro Trailer Assist. Got the trailer brake controls, and then the drive mode select with the locker on the rear, your 2-wheel high, 4-wheel low, and then your 4-wheel auto as well. And then you guys probably noticed all the carbon fiber, like it is everywhere. And then you got your analog controls for the radio, your climate controls. Still has heated and cooled seats and heated steering wheel. Didn't lose that function. And then notice that we have this, which actually has the wood trim on it. So I guess keep that closed so you don't see that, and you can just look at the beautiful carbon fiber. Got your extra storage space right there, a couple cup holders. We got the shifter that does have the fold down function. This does have the regular center console, so it doesn't have like the workbench function. But notice you got the Carroll Shelby signature, and then notice that you have your build number and everything with the Shelby F-150 right there. And then opening this up, you guys can see, well, there's a bunch of stuff in there, but normal center console. And then same thing with the glove box area. This is all normal, unchanged, but again, tons of carbon fiber all around. Definitely looks nice. And again, there's another flag there on the other side. And then the other option this truck has is, of course, well, a sunroof. We got the sunglass holder, power sliding window. So like it still has all the nice like luxury truck things that you could ask for, and also letter colored headliner. So you guys can see this is the sticker here for this Shelby F-150. I'm just gonna give you guys this so you can read over everything. Feel free to freeze the frame if you can read every option. And then also notice it does come with a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. So this is not just a bunch of aftermarket parts, it actually has warranty. But anyways, total MSRP right there, $115,330. And like I said, Ed Kenley Ford does not charge over MSRP whatsoever. So that is all you pay, no markup. Let's take it out and drive it. So let's talk about visibility before we set off. There's your visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and I'm excited. Let's set off. So we are going to be setting off here in the Shelby F-150 Off-Road, and let me tell you, this truck is just so cool. I love any of the Shelby trucks, and especially the off-road ones, because you guys know I'm more of a fan of like a lifted truck rather than the ones that are like slammed to the ground, like the Super Stinks. Those are still cool in my mind, but like this is cooler. First off, setting off, this is incredibly comfortable. Right now I've got my ventilated seat on, got the air conditioning going, and I just feel like I'm in a nice luxury truck, and the ride quality is exceptionally smooth. It's actually really nice from a ride quality perspective. I was not expecting that. I'm actually gonna pop it into the sport mode just in preparation for the interstate. I have to release the, it tells me what to do. Okay, now we're in the sport mode. But yeah, it's comfortable, it's quiet, it's easy to drive. Brakes feel fine. I was a little bit worried about the braking with it, right? Because it's, you know, you add quite a bit of weight when you throw in a supercharger and all that fun stuff to the front end, but still feels great. And the one thing I want to mention is this truck's just not intimidating to drive. You'd think that something with almost 800 horsepower and a big lift and Fox shocks and all the crazy stuff that's going on with this, that it'd be intimidating to drive, and it's not. It does get looks though, people. I've noticed that people stare at it because they're like, that is a monster truck, and yes, this thing is. It's got quite some road presence to it. But yeah, it's easy to drive at low speeds. That is something that is a testament to what Shelby has done, because you know, some of these, you know, big lifted vehicles, they're kind of a little bit sketchy to drive because it just feels so cumbersome and everything. And this, on the other hand, like, I feel like I'm driving just a regular F-150, but it feels quite a bit punchier, I guess, is what I'll say. Body roll's honestly not too bad. Expected it to be worse. You can get the supercharger whine a little bit. That is cool. That is cool. So I'm just gonna kind of create a little bit of space here. It doesn't look like I have anyone behind me, so I'm not being too mean. Okay, we're gonna get into it. Oh my goodness. Wow. So that wasn't full throttle. Sounds amazing. You can hear the supercharger, and it just is, sounds great. Listen to that. This thing's got some passing power for the highway. You don't have to worry about that. Man, this might be the only lifted truck that I really like. I am usually a fan of just stock. This actually gets up and moves. This is quick, and it sounds amazing. And this is coming from someone who I own a TRX, okay? I own a TRX. I really like that sound. That is good. You can't beat that. And it's smooth on the highway too. Super smooth. Yeah, this is very well put together. Shelby absolutely killed it with this truck. See how the braking is down here? The braking kind of reminds me of my TRX, where you gotta just do a little bit sooner. It gets the job done, but it's definitely a heavy truck. You can definitely feel that. I would say this feels lighter than the TRX though. It definitely doesn't have that, it feels lighter on its feet is what I'm trying to say. I guess we'll get into selling things up here with this Shelby F-150 Off-Road. So first off, exterior wise, I don't think it needs to be said. This thing looks killer. It is such a good looking truck. Tons of road presence, especially with the racing stripes and everything. People know this thing means business, does business. Continuing along from that, interior wise, I like all the carbon fiber that's been added to the interior with the Shelby F-150 Off-Road. And the seats look really good, and the fact that you still get the ventilated function's great, so they're still practical. So all of that is great. And then from a driving perspective, it's easy to drive. It is not intimidating to drive whatsoever. I feel like I'm driving a regular F-150, but you know, as soon as I step out and look at the truck, then it's like, yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, they basically made this truck crazy fast, looks amazing, has a nice interior, feels very special, but at the same time, it's not intimidating to drive. You literally could daily drive this. If you wanted to daily drive this, you could. That, I think, is very important to me, because it's, at the end of the day, it's still a truck. It still needs to be able to do truck stuff. And it can do that, but it can also do that. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Let's actually pop it into the manual mode. Get some downshifts. Oh my, it sounds so good. Just listen to that. Yeah, this thing's cool. I guess if I give this a rating, we're gonna give this a 12 out of 10 because I love it. And so, yeah, that's all. Now let's get some things up for a video on this 2021 Shelby F-150 Off-Road. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to Ed Kenley Ford here in Utah for giving me some time with the Shelby F-150. Check out the inventory link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.